Hey, JulesBlessedVegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. We are in the middle of a 13-day reflection on willingness. And of course, I do this for myself and always hope it'll benefit someone else. But I definitely need willingness in my life to take care of myself in a much more effective manner. This is For Today by Overeaters Anonymous. If you listen to my talk, you know that I'm a 12-stepper in general, and I really appreciate the tools they have. And when you talk about the 12-step program and the first 3 steps, the first step is I can't. Like, you just will realize that you're powerless over whatever it is: sex, gambling, food, alcohol, compulsive spending, whatever it is, that you're powerless over it. 2, that as a result of that lack of power, your life has become unmanageable, which again was certainly true for me regarding food. And 3, you come to believe that some power greater than yourself, again, this might be a group, it might be the power of God or a higher power, but something outside of yourself, because what you've been doing hasn't been working. So some power, a group, whoever that is, a power outside of yourself can help restore you to sanity. And sometimes that just means a reality check, right? So today we're on, and this is all in the index, I just picked the 13 talks on willingness, day 116, which happens to be April 25th. And it reads, "We honor ourselves and our friends when we can tell them how we feel." And that's by Theodore Isaac Rubin. For me personally, a lot of people don't take the risk, right? They're afraid they'll be rejected. They're afraid the person will turn on them. But if it's really a friend in the truest sense, even someone you occasionally argue with or fall away from, but know that ultimately they have your back no matter what, you should be able to tell them how you feel without a consequence. So it reads, "Expressing my feelings, especially the negative ones, does not come easily. I want people to like me. I prefer to please rather than anger or upset a friend. There are some things, however, that are not worth the price I have to pay for them. Yeah, there's nothing more lonely than being in a group of people that you don't trust and feel alone when you're with them." I mean, seriously? Is that the worst? That is the worst. All right, it reads, "Like all progress, willingness is all it takes to learn how to deal with emotions, such as anger, in a way that harms neither me nor others. It's just a willingness to approach life in a different way." And like for me, I was so afraid to ever express anger because as a child, if someone was angry, inevitably hands were going to fly, belts were going to roll, like whatever it was. And it was just too scary for me to be angry. And I didn't even know how to recognize that emotion in myself. I really didn't. And it was actually through Codependence Anonymous that I finally learned how to say, "I'm angry." Because if you're going to have emotions, you need to be open to all of the emotions, like across the board, right? So it says, "By consciously feeling my anger, rather than acting as if it isn't there," the old Denialina River in Egypt, "I am actually expressing it, even if only to myself. Just acknowledging, what is that super uncomfortable feeling right now? Oh yeah, I'm angry." Instead of burying it, especially in food, it was alcohol for me at one time. It was even pills for me at one time, for which I was pretty much abstinent from food. When I got rid of those 2 for the lesser evil, I'm now kind of down to needing to let go of food too. And, there's a lot of vulnerability in a sense of just feeling really naked when there's nothing to bury myself in, so to speak. But there's so much freedom and honesty and recognizing feelings for what they are and not having to eat over them or abuse myself over them. It says, "From this beginning, I can go on to learn how to express my true feelings to others." Like at some point you just get it, that it's just a risk you have to take because You just can't continue in the current mindset or continue to abuse yourself in hopes of sparing others, because it just doesn't work, right? Most of the time, people are so full of themselves that they're not even noticing how bad you're suffering. Okay, for today, being honest and open with friends and family is a sign of growth. And it's kind of funny, and I know everything kind of comes full circle, and depending on where we are, our approach and understanding and the filtering of the experience is quite different. But it was literally at 21, 22, and 23 that I got into Overeaters Anonymous all those years ago, and was balls to the wall, in terms of just being so bold and telling my truth. And to be fair, as a newbie, I really overwhelmed people. I told them way too much, way too quick, and had way too much opinion on it. But I did it, and it forged a different relationship with my father for the better, a different relationship from my mother, though to be fair, my mother just laughed at me and was like, yeah, whatever. But you know what? That's exactly what I needed. That's exactly what I needed. Okay, so I do pray for the courage to be able to take that risk and tell my truth and share my true emotions, even if for the moment it pushes that person away, or if that person chooses to leave completely. I have to be able to live with me. And that's all with grace and gentleness, right? But honestly, if people can't accept change within you, and they want to keep you in a box and keep you in a neat little package, people did that to me for years. They decided that I was just the clown, the super funny Juliana, and she's just so funny. Make us laugh like all the time, on cue. Say something funny. And it was kind of interesting because I was actually never that kind of person who knew like a stock joke. I mean, I made things funny by referencing life and what was going on around me. So to just suddenly have me on stage saying, tell us, it wasn't my truth. But anyway, I can't be in a box. People still do that. They'll say, oh, Juliana's this certain way or this certain way. And sadly, even at times, people very close to me have said, well, you know how you are. I mean, you don't like doing blank, blank, blank. And you've never liked blank, blank, blank. And I'm like, do you even know me at all? Because that's not even true for me. But they've already decided it was true. It's so sad. So yeah, take a risk. Start small. Don't overwhelm everyone the way I did so many years ago. Start small. Because you have to have the grace to allow those people to adjust to what seems like a new you, even though all along you knew it was your truth, but you didn't give them the benefit of the doubt by telling them what that truth was. So be gentle, right? And by you, I mean me too. It's always a new experience to live in the truth and to not pad it with whatever that is. Again, food, alcohol, gambling, sex addiction, overspending, whatever it is. To just nakedly stand in your truth. It's brave, but it's also so necessary. All right, let's do a clean read. We honor ourselves and our friends when we can tell them how we feel. Theodore Isaac Rubin. Expressing my feelings, especially the negative ones, does not come easily. I want people to like me. I prefer to please rather than anger or upset a friend. There are some things, however, that are not worth the price I have to pay for them. Like all progress, willingness is all it takes to learn how to deal with emotions, such as anger, in a way that harms neither me nor others. By consciously feeling my anger, I am actually expressing it, even if only to myself. From this beginning, I can go on to learn how to express my true feelings to others. For today, being honest and open with friends and family is a sign of growth. Word. All right, my friends, like if you like, join us. If you haven't, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. Can you relate at all? I would love to know. Are you benefiting from these reflections on willingness? Are you willing to become willing? And until we talk again, best of all, know that you're blessed.